Weekend with Kiran Shetty, huh?
Weekend ka war with
Yeah, that's actually a good idea.
I'm so happy to share because I feel we are here on this planet to inspire each other. We are simple people, we're just layman people, yeah, we're not celebrities. But what happens in our life is so significant and it is so touching, and this is the only way we can move forward together. And these inspiring stories that I have to share are just on the simple spiritual treks that I do. You know, just take my 10 kilos backpack, just walk into the wilderness, just be one with nature, just completely out of your comfort zone, because that's when you see if you're really spiritual. It's not pseudo spirituality that happens when everything is hunky-dory, when you have all the comforts in your life, when you're sitting completely in the space of Zen and meditation, and you have a beautiful smile on your face because you've just had a facial done. It is really seeing when your hands are mucky, when you don't have water to wash, when you have to poo in the wilderness, and you have to probably just wipe your hands with a mud and then maybe eat a sandwich, you know. When you're one with your silence, when you're just having your breath for company, when you really watch the chattering of your mind, when you walk 40 kilometers instead of 20, and your feet are like burning, your mind blowing, you want to say, you know, and that's when you actually can see yourself, where you are, how you are, who you are, all masks down, and that's what it is all about. So come walk with me.
So Kiran, when was the first trek that you ever did which was very memorable for you? Where you felt this is your path and this is what you want to do more of?
It was Machu Picchu. So it was in Peru. We went to Machu Picchu and there was just 4 of us with a guide. And we trekked 5 days into the wilderness. We took the Salkantre Trail, which is the off-beaten track. It is not where you have all the American tourists laughing and joking and talking. I love silence because I believe that's when you really are with yourself, and that's why you do these treks. At least that's why I do these treks. It's not like an ego trip, but it is really to walk that path that was walked by, you know, all those beautiful people of ancient times. So trekking the Salkantre mountains, which is the holy mountains and the sacred mountains of the Incas. So that's the trail that we took to Machu Picchu. And my moment of truth on that trek was when we were camping one night and it rained. It rained so heavily, the tent all got filled with water. And you're completely, everything is just done because all you have is your backpack. That's wet, everything's wet. It's dripping from everywhere. So you run out of the tent and you just try to find a place to just kind of cover your head and to just stay there. And that's what I did all night. We just found a kind of a tin roof and we just stayed in there till morning. And you know, there's something that happens. It's almost like there's something that holds you up, and it is that, I don't know what to call it, there are many words. You can say grace, you can say faith, you can say the thing, I don't know what it is, but there is some power that just holds you together, and despite all the discomfort, I think there's magic in it. And that's what for me was that moment of truth on that trek. And that's where it started. And there were many others to follow on the Machu Picchu trek, but that was the thing that started it off.
What was the most challenging part about the trek, other than this one night that you just shared with us?
It was...
was it hard to walk and long hours?
Yeah, because I'm very good with going down, but I'm not good with going up. So it was climbing these high mountains, and obviously the oxygen levels are low. When you climb, the mountains are like 3,000, 4,000 feet high. So it was the climbing up, it was walking for the 5 days continuously. That was hard.
How many hours a day would you walk?
probably 8 hours a day.
Wow.
And you don't know the trail, so it could be like full of muck. You know, in fact, after the trek, I lost this nail. This whole nail had come off because my shoes were too tight. I didn't realize, and that was what it was. But I just feel that's cleansing. You know, things just take care of themselves. Life takes care of life.
And do you get kind of help on the way in case if you get stuck or anything like that? If somebody, viewer, whoever wants to try this out, and you know, if they're their first time trekker or something, do they get help? Do you have like guides? And what about food and stuff? Do you have to carry it with yourself?
Some of these treks you do. It depends on how you want to do it. So it depends on what your intention is. So definitely for those who want to do the trek and need support, there is support available. You'll have a guide. You can have somebody carry your stuff for you as well. If you want to break your own comfort zone and see your limits, then you can do it yourself. You can still have these people with you and use them and their facility after you've crossed your limits. So you can have a balance, you know, you can do both. And I think that's good to do both. And or you can just go on your own.
Why do you recommend for people to try this out at least once? Is it for everybody or anybody who just wishes to trek, or is it something significant? Because I know you've done many treks, you know, pilgrimages and like the Camino, and we'll talk about that the next time. But, you know, why do you suggest that people should try this out?
I think it's great for everyone. You have to be physically fit. You don't have to be physically super fit, but you can get yourself to a physical level of fitness. Especially people when we say like, oh, we are so spiritual and you know, we are very evolved and all. I think it's good to go and face yourself. You will face yourself on these treks. If you're really willing to see yourself in the truth, if you're willing to face your own fears, and if you're able to see what are my limitations and how much I can break my limitations, that everything is a possibility. And that's what it is all about. So I believe that it's great for everybody to do it, at least once in a lifetime.
Was there ever a moment where you felt, oh, shit, forget it, I'm not going to do this anymore, I want to go back?
A lot of times. A lot of times you say WTF and you know, you get it, you went it all out. Because it's physically, your physical limitations are so much, your mental, your emotional limitations are only so much. And when it goes beyond that, which starts with the physical, you just do get to the point because there is no comfort there. You don't have a shower in the night. You don't, you know, you come after a mucky day and there is no, you have to just like have wet wipes on your body. So those are things that obviously are going to push your buttons, you know, they are the triggers. But then you come to the point of saying, hey ho, you know, at least I have a lovely place to sleep for the night. So you start looking at things that you're grateful for.
You also earlier kind of shared an experience that you had with healing where you met this shaman. Would you like to share something about that?
That's for the next episode because that's a huge one.
We really appreciate your time. Thank you, Kiran.
Thank you.